You're listening to WRHU'S Morning Wake Up Call here with your host, Gary Duff on 88.7 FM. We're joined by Oscar correspondent team Luz Pena and Philip Robibero.
Hey,
Thank you guys for joining us.
Yeah, it's great to be here.
So the first question I want to ask you is, how did you guys get this job? What was the process like?
Well, me and Luz didn't really know each other well. We had a mutual friend who introduced us to each other, and right off the bat, we wanted to work on a project together.
He's lying. That's not true.
Yeah.
I'm just kidding.
And then, but then our communication with each other went silent for a month, and then, I don't know, I got like a text one day saying, hey, I have this sweet project we can do together. I'm like, okay, what is it? And it was the MTV thing, and it sounded like an awesome idea, so we just started it up. I think the first thing we did was just kind of outline all the things we wanted to do, and we had some like strange concepts. We had one where like
we had like a chicken
suit guy.
I feel it was designed to make it like, oh, let's have a guy in a chicken suit and go around asking questions. I'm like, we're gonna lose if we do that. I was like, no, Phil, that's not gonna happen.
So we didn't end up doing that, but we, maybe next year. Yeah, that's pretty much how it started off.
So I got an email from one of my communications professors, those emails that nobody actually checks. And I read it and I was like, this sounds really good. I think I can do this. This is movies, hosting, corresponding. I can totally do this. So I checked everything out and I texted Phil, hey, I'm going to the Oscars. Want to be my camera guy? And he's like, I'm sold. I'm like, cool. And that's what happened. And then we started working on it for like a whole month.
Are you anxious about meeting some of these celebrities? How is that going? Is there any coping mechanisms being put into play right now?
I'm not nervous, I have to say. They're just people, They have people that have public jobs, jobs that we watch on TV, and that's the difference, So it's not, I don't think, right now I'm not nervous. I'm not there, so I can't speak to when I'm there, but I don't think I will. I am pretty excited to meet, like, Ben Affleck and, like, Jennifer Aniston and, like, all those cool actors that I have, looked up to. But other than that, I mean, I feel pretty confident about it.
Yeah, I'm really excited, too. It's, I can understand how they must feel, people always going up to them with starstruck eyes. But, we're going there as, professionals, so we don't want to be like...
Oh, my God.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
so
really
that's pretty much the way we've been treating it so far.
So your videos have also been on mtvu.com, I believe that's what it is.
Yeah.
And how did you guys come up with some of those ideas? Because I saw the second video kind of played off of Black Swan.
Did you like it?
I liked it, yes. How did you guys come about getting those ideas together?
We had 3 days to make that video. And for the first video, we had a month. So that was pretty intense, too, because we find out that week that we had to turn it in. So we found out like on a Monday. And then we had to turn it in on like a Thursday or something like that.
So, the first video was pretty much showing off like our skills, like me as a videographer, her as a talk show reporter. Mm-hmm. So that was it was more drier, but it was meant to be more fun and like look how funny
we can
are,
be and stuff. Yeah.
Or personable we are. And then the second video, which was actually a lot more fun to do because like it really stretched our creativity to kind of parody the other films that are up for Oscars.
We told like a story. Like the way we did it. So it begins with Black Swan because we wanted to use the movies that are nominated this year. So we used Black Swan, a little bit of Inception, The King's Speech, and The Fighter. We started with Black Swan, and that when you see the video, if you haven't watched it, go to mtvu.com/Oscars and check it out. And it starts with this girl. I went inside a dance room here.
Dance studio, the Black Box Theater here, and it starts off as like Luz. She has a dream that she becomes an Oscar correspondent, but the problem is she's really nervous around people. So I
stutter, so that's the King's Speech.
The King's Speech. So she comes to me for help, and I play Jeffrey Rush's character in the King's Speech. And then it goes into us like training for her to become like an amazing...
right correspondent.
Yeah, right correspondent. And
so you see me like boxing and stuff like that. So it's pretty hardcore.
Lifting microphones and stuff.
Lifting microphones, those are my weights.
Yeah. So it turns into The Fighter, and then she ends up being a great Oscar correspondent.
Yeah, so you see me at the end, like, having flashbacks of all the work that I've done, basically, in all the training time that I've had in this process. And at the end, you see me taking up the boxing robe, and under it, I have the amazing, if you can say maybe, Oscar dress. Like, I'm ready. I'm ready for this. Let's do it. So
Yeah, we were really proud how it came out. So
You're listening to WRHU's WRHU'S Morning Wake Up Call here on 88.7 FM. I'm your host, Gary Duff, and we're joined by Oscar correspondent team Luz Pena and Philip Robibero. So my next question is going to be about the movies. Who do you anticipate winning?
Okay.
it's a good question. I mean, they expanded the like recently. I think it was last year was the first year they did it, but they expanded the Best Picture nominees from 5 to 10. So it's a bit more of a raffle or
Wide range of
Yeah,
who we can
yeah.
pick. So I think I want it to be Inception, but I don't think it's gonna happen since there's so many other good ones up there. But so I really think Black Swan is gonna take it, either Black Swan or The King's Speech.
yeah.
One of those two.
I forgot who won at the Golden Globes. I think it was
I think it was Black Swan.
Black Swan that
Yeah.
got Best Drama at the Golden Globes, and usually the Golden Globes kind of factor in like who will win at the Academy. But me personally, from the movies I've seen so far, I really enjoyed King's Speech, so I hope that one wins.
I would say Inception. I just feel like there hasn't been a movie made like that, like all the effects and the whole story, and it just leaves you talking about it. I don't feel like you are talking about The King's Speech after you watch it, or you're talking so much about Black Swan. Like, it is type of risky what they did in Black Swan, but yet Inception left everybody like wondering, and that's what I think it's the beauty of a filmmaker, that leaves people talking and questioning. So
Yeah, because there's been so much, I guess, speculation about, the King's Speech, and it was sort of an underdog to come back and be thrown back into the race. Now, what do you think of Colin Firth maybe as Best Actor? Do you think he could win that?
I mean, yeah, I think
totally.
he was great,
He was
and
really good.
I think a lot of people feel like he was snubbed last year for Single Man. So I think the Academy may just out of that give it to him. So I think he's definitely the front runner for Best Actor.
I don't think it's just because of that. I just thought he did a really good job in this movie, but because
Oh yeah,
at the
yeah,
end
he
of
was
the day,
excellent. He was
if you
excellent.
look at Leonardo DiCaprio, he has never gotten an Oscar, and he did a great job in Inception. So I don't think it's because last year he didn't get one. I just think it's because he did an amazing job in King's Speech.
Yeah, he was also excellent. Yeah.
How about Best Actress?
Or Natalie Portman, for sure.
Yeah, I think Natalie Portman's good. I hear a lot of talk about the woman from Winter's Bone, who was supposedly excellent. I haven't seen it yet, but I
People
definitely
want
plan
it to be the kid title, all right, but I don't think so.
Yeah, for Warren Beatty's wife, I forgot her name,
Yeah.
but that was a great movie too. The Kids Are All Right. I saw that yesterday. It was awesome.
Now, I've been reading a lot in, let's say, New York Times and Newsday or whatnot, and they said the Academy favors, I guess, smaller movies. Do you think that's true?
I mean, it definitely was true last year for The Hurt Locker. Going
That
against.
was such a good story, though. It was so and he was real. So.
Well, yeah, it was really real, and it was an indie production, and it went up against Avatar, which is like the highest-grossing film of all time. But I guess like smaller, I would say like Inception is pretty much the only big summer blockbuster film that's up for, and Toy Story 3.
Maybe that one would get for animated film.
Oh
or
yeah,
something,
I'm
for
sure that'll get animated
That's what's gonna
film.
get.
That or The Illusionist, which I've heard really good things
No,
about.
I don't think so. Let's see.
But yeah, I
Speculations.
think it'll go to the smaller films. But I mean, even the small films like Black Swan, which was like really like a $10 million, $15 million budget, King's Speech, which was fairly low, they all made over $100 million a piece. So small films is kind of. I mean, I think like box office wise this year, it's been a great year for movies in terms of the ones that are up for awards. So. But I think it'll go towards the smaller films this year.
Gotcha. You're listening to WRHU's WRHU'S Morning Wake Up Call here with your host, Gary Duff, on 88.7 FM. And we're joined by Oscar correspondent team Luz Pena and Philip Robibero. Now, is this something you guys want to do in the future?
Absolutely. This is what I'm coming to school for. I love this. When I saw that in the email, I was like, I can totally do this, and this is what I want. So this is like my dream, basically, because I've always loved TV and I love radio, but TV is like my passion. So when I saw the opportunity that I could be, meeting all these people and interviewing them, I thought this is like a huge thing for my career and for my dream. And I'm only 20 years old, so doing this so young is kind of a huge accomplishment.
I'm not really sure what I want to do. I just kind of do whatever seems to be fun at the moment, and this seemed like an awesome opportunity to have fun. So that's why I went with it. But I mean, I want to do something in film. Who knows? So I mean, going out there for the first time and being part of the industry, like a big industry event is definitely a really great opportunity.
Now, it may be too early to start putting bets on next year's Oscars, but how about the Emmys? Do you guys know about Mad Men and all that kind of stuff? Who do you see winning in the Emmys? Because I'm trying to transition it over to some more acting stuff.
I mean, I think it'll be like the same frontrunners that we had last year, like Bryan Cranston for Breaking Bad, and he's won like 2 years in a row. I'm sure he'll probably pick up and win that show. Really excellent. Walking Dead. I'm not sure if it's nominated, but I mean that's has a good chance for winning Best Drama. Mad Men, another AMC. I mean AMC has just been racking them up with awards. So I mean those are the only three. I don't know really much about the other nominations though.
I think more into Modern Family because that one has been such a diverse show. I think totally it's gonna get an Emmy pretty soon. We're gonna see it again. So I think that's my choice. That's what I think should get an award.
Now, I'm not sure if you guys saw the show, Sarah Palin's Alaska.
I did.
You did.
Oh, my God.
What did you think of that? Do you think that should be Emmy nominated?
I think it should, actually, because I thought it showed a different side of Alaska that many Americans don't have the chance to, to see. And because of her, we are actually getting a little piece of, the land. So I thought it was pretty good. The way that she showed it like such a fun state to be in. And it's not, we imagine Alaska, we just imagine snow, and that's it. And she just showed, you can do so many things. It's so beautiful. And in the summer, it's amazing. So the way that she showed it to us on TV was amazing. I thought it was really good. So just let's go travel and explore Alaska. That's what I got from it.
I mean, I've never personally watched the show. I've just seen clips and have been like, this is just like really weird seeing like what her transition from being a governor into this like, I guess, TV icon. I'm not really sure. I mean, is that show even around anymore? I think it
just
didn't.
ended.
It just ended.
But I think that's what shows that she's, she's human, like she's personable, like that's the type of person that you would like to see.
I guess something about that show just like, I mean, like a lot of other reality shows, it just seemed really scripted and it just felt really unauthentic watching it for me personally.
You're bringing her down, Phil Robibero.
Well, I mean, I don't really agree with her as a like person. So.
But the show was a good show, regardless of what her political views are.
Yeah, I guess if like shooting a bear or like
come on
is like fun, and I guess that's fun.
So how was the support from your school, from your, I guess, community in your Oscar endeavor?
We got so much support. We didn't really expect that many people supporting us. It was crazy. We got support from the public relations department, from our friends, from like
Columbia.
Oh my God, that was so funny that you mentioned that. I got a call from, this is radio station in Colombia, WRHU'S, and it's like the biggest radio station in Colombia. And they called me like at 7 a.m. one day, and they're like, "So we want to interview you and tell all Colombia to vote for you." And then the same day, I got on the MTV site after the interview, and I had like all this bunch of comments in Spanish, and I'm like, "Oh my God, this is insane," So they kept on putting my interview throughout the whole week for me to get votes. So that was a huge support.
And Luz will even be doing coverage for the radio station.
Right, yeah. I'll be calling from the Oscars to report to WRHU and also to WRHU'S. And they're going to give me like an international phone to call, to call Colombia. So that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Is there anything that we should know about the Oscars before we let you guys go?
So we're leaving tomorrow.
Yes.
We'll be at the airport at 6 a.m. And then we're going off to LA to cover pre-Oscar events, and there will be
an animation symposium that we'll be doing coverage for. Something, I think some kind of drama symposium.
It's
symposium that we'll be covering. I think we may be going to one or two.
There's a makeup artist thing.
Yeah. Sorry.
It's a makeup artist type of,
Yeah, symposium. There are a bunch of symposiums. And I think we may be going to one or two after parties. We do have like a day where we'll
an evening on Friday that we don't have anything to do, but I'll be just getting on my celebrity facts and stuff ready on Index card more. And then on Saturday, the day before the Oscars, that's the day that they have like a huge event where everybody in the industry is, and then they announce the winner that's going to be
the Governor's Ball. Pre-event we'll be covering.
And then that's the day that they announce in front of everybody who's going to be on the red carpet. So hopefully that's us.
Yeah, and you'll be seeing our coverage on MTVU
site.
The MTVU site.